This is Jeremy Zwinger from the Rice Trader, summarizing the April 27th TRT report. It goes without saying, again, unfortunately, that the highlight of this news will be the COVID-19 virus. As I look at the TRT, it's basically written starting by talking about the virus, talked about the virus in the middle because it affects every market, and then we stop by talking about it because it is the most historic event we've all faced. It is key. It's going to affect the markets throughout this year. And it's just so significant that it's overwhelmed everything. It's overwhelmed our ability to do business and down the line. I know I've talked about this many weeks, but there's a great personal cost as well. We know everybody's been stressed. We know that our kids are now at school. People are having a deep psychological problem of just of dealing with having to be home and the world changing so much so quick. And the importance to adapt. The problem is when we've been adapting to a new world, and we get ready for this new world. And then it's so quick, this new adaptation has to be another adaptation. And it's very, very, very difficult as a human to be able to then have it changed so much and adapt already, to then have to go back and adapt. And so there's less trust because of it. And everybody's just saying, let me take a step back. Let me take a step back in the market. I'm not ready to come back. I'm not ready to be in the market and trade. You can't get credit. There's just a lot of things. You're also having key meetings canceled. Oktoberfest was canceled, which is amazing. Brings in 1.1 billion for Germany. The US RMA conference was canceled in June. It just causes so many issues and just keeps dominoing as this thing goes on. And we're not even May 1. A lot of people saying this will go to at least June 1 and probably later in the summer. Our kids will surely not be back until August, September in a lot of ways. So it's been dramatic and life-changing and all the things we've said, but it's deep. I mean, this is deeply going to psychologically affect the market when we come out of here, after we adapt, after the new changes occur. It's not even what I've been saying in the past that we will take a third of the year, half of the year off, and then work really hard. It's just going to change the dynamics so much as we move forward. And that's what I see. I would be very leery of stocks. I would be very leery of things you're not holding. The market could seriously still crash. These stimulus packages are only helping a little. The unemployment rate continues to go up, and even our business, you're seeing such changes that we have to do to try to manage this with our clients who are just in limbo as well. So it is a very, very deep changing experience for all of us. It's probably the global Great Depression coming. How do you work when there's no jobs, when there's no demand? You look at oil fell to negative, and then also now it's just so darn cheap. It'll be legendary if it comes back that you could buy oil at this low price. So immensely changing, a historic event, obviously, and we're just seeing this play out. I always hope for all of us that we get better, and I even say in my little thoughts of the week, just take a step back. We all are in this together. We need to be positive together. And really, all we need is a little love and a little peace, to say the least. We just need to have a pause. It will get better. We will adapt. There'll be a new life change. We'll be in one place here, and we'll move to another place. And it'll be okay. It'll be positive in its own way. And that's what I would say. Us being in agriculture, it does help immensely. We will have good incomes. In fact, we'll probably have better incomes and value than we've ever had as this recorrects, because people will not forget the importance of food and the basics. That is only a consolation to watching the world continue to struggle. But again, we have to be positive and look forward. And in all ways, I just want good for all of you. So that's what I have to hope in every way will happen. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm just going to start by getting the TRT just up as I look at my thought of the weeks. I always like the beginning. Our team does a great job of summarizing the key points. Obviously, the key market thing is India's opened up to loadings. We've seen a lot of different things. Vietnam has tweaked its exports in April to allow 100,000 more because they're seeing this big pool of food that needs to be shipped out, as much as all of these issues. But again, it's not as clear. You can't just come in, I'm going to buy 1 million tons today. So trading and getting it are different things. I have people that used to ask for credit that are now trying to get things out of the Midwest and they'll cash or prepay. It's just really changing the dynamics in some ways. In the U.S., again, there was the U.S. RMA conference that was canceled, which is rather amazing. We have 26.4 million people on unemployment. It's trying to really trying to affect the economy. I know President Trump is trying to open it up. He wanted to open up the market two weeks ago. But it is really scary out here where you're just seeing so many people out of work, and still the food is tight in some of these stores, and just very, very interesting. There was talk of postponing the 2020 elections for president as well. So you're just in unprecedented territory. What's going to happen, what could happen. We're happy when the sun comes up tomorrow in a lot of ways at this point. And that's kind of the way it will be for a bit. It will get back to somewhat normal in some ways, but it surely would be different forever. Outside of that, we have a special, of course, update on the oil market, which has been just so dramatic with these changes. The coronavirus, as always. A parboil update, which is a really, really good update. I'm probably not going to get to it just because I've gone on so long. And short Colombia and Ecuador updates. So a great TRT this week. Our team does such a good job as we look through these just quick summaries that we do, and definitely a good summary of the parboil market report. I just would be stricken by look at what's happening in prices, look what's happening in demand. I think then I'll end. So in prices, they're just so mixed. The U.S. is just so high and out of line with Asia. Thai was down in the week. India was up. Pakistan was up, and Vietnam was really unchanged. But you're just having these weird spreads with, India at 385. They're so cheap, almost $100 cheaper than any of the other grades. It just puts India at a great place to try to recover when logic recovers in the market in so many ways. And just lastly, I think I'm going to skip going over the parboil report much because it's just such a good thing. You should go back and look at it. The first thing is you can just look at the demand reduction. We're off 17%, 18% almost, getting well into the first month of the second quarter. It will be, again, as I've stated, the worst second quarter by far in history for the major trade and the global trade. The first quarter was bad. Second quarter will be worse unless there's just a dramatic change in the global dynamics. I think it'll be much worse. You've only done 8.1 million in the 5 majors, where last year you did 9.9. And really, you're about a good third of the way in. So if you trend it out, you say, okay, look, we're going to have another 16 demand. That's 24 versus 32 last year, and really 36 the previous year. That is just a massive drop in flow, and you're going to have a lot of food sitting that's going to have to move if that's the case. So with that, I'm just going to make one last push. The TRT obviously needs to be revenue generating, and we just push our clients to always please pay on time. We could sure appreciate it right now, as I know you guys all will as well. We are moving just in 1 week to a complete login system. Really, this is a must. We all know that for a long time, people have kind of taken the Rice Trader, taken it for granted. And really, that's hurt our ability to even expand and be more profitable to help you. And so we're part of it bringing in and also decreasing the server issues we've had with these large documents. So when we look at this, we just ask that you get ready. Please talk to Lauren and Peggy about your passwords as we move forward. It'll help us all. Refer us to your friends who may have gotten the Rice Trader for a little while or off and on that would enjoy it. We surely would like them as clients. And I think you guys will enjoy the online experience to be able to just hit a button versus, having to download and having to carry the PDF. Just to be able to hit it up and watch the video and watch what's going on there will be just so great. So it's a pleasure just to be able to be with the TRT and try to analyze these markets. It's very historic to watch. And this is going to be Jeremy Zwinger signing off. Have a great weekend, and just remember what's important to you.